Hey guys, Chris here. So the other day, while editing this video, I stumbled across this channel called Jetto Apocalypse. And besides having a great channel name, he caught my attention with one of his videos in particular. That being, every Disney film reviewed in 10 words or less, where he reviews 60 Disney films rapid fire in 10 words or less. So naturally, I thought this would be a great idea for a video, and solve my problem of how to catch up with all those other anime YouTube reviewing channels. First of all, let's just get something out of the way. The word popular is a very subjective word, so I'm sorry in advance if your favorite anime is not on this list. I'm here to mostly talk about the big anime everyone thinks of when they hear the word anime, like Cowboy Bebop, SAO, One Piece, etc. Now, all the scores will be out of 10, and there are decimals to help me be more precise on how I feel about a show. And there are some negative numbers. Now, that does not mean it is worse than a 0 out of 10. Instead, it measures its ironic enjoyment, like when you watch a bad movie to make fun of it with your friends. Cause sometimes a bad anime is better than a boring anime, since you can at least make fun of it. Now that that's out of the way, here are 100 popular anime reviewed in 10 words or less. Mako is probably the worst character in anime. Half of this is literally just filler. As Sasha once said, potatoes are love. Potatoes are life. The only good part of this show is the music. Food Porn, the anime. When they take off their clothes, you know it's serious. A show where mob doesn't go psycho enough. Badass samurais. Not enough yaoi for me. This made me feel so uncomfortable. Metrosexual men smacking their balls in people's faces, the anime. Why do she have no nipples? Don't forget about them oats. The pinnacle of anime tropes. What do ghouls eat in Tokyo Ghoul? Ramen. Basically anime Aladdin. Crowbar's hairstyle looks like a flaccid penis. Also, finger guns. Do you even lift, bro? Their biggest enemy is saltwater. Miyazaki Spirited Away is actually symbolism for child prostitution. #facts. What happens when you do too many drugs before animating? Saitama's biggest enemy is a fly. Alucard is by far the coolest vampire in anime. I watched it for the plot. Shut the fuck up. Bullshit. No way did Leto learn their language that fast. A Pokemon copy that does it better. If you didn't cry while watching this, you're not human. The beginning of the anime dubbing industry in North America. A bunch of high school girls blowing hard, juicy, throbbing instruments. Conan is basically the smartest 7-year-old alive. Did she just fuck a wolf? Shinji is a little bitch, and the movies are better. Seriously, where are their nipples? When you mix Beauty and the Beast with anime. You know 5 yen is like 0.05 US dollars. Seriously, how does Ash not get any older? They should have just called the fucking cops. What the fuck is a double dollar? This bitch is psycho as fuck. Season 3 is the only good part of this series. Who said playing video games doesn't get you laid? What if like giant robots started surfing on air? #420. Sailor Moon is actually the worst part of this show. This is honestly just a great movie. This show went downhill after episode 25. I wonder what would happen if I microwave those bananas. Where did I put that box of tissues? Japan's excuse to let big-breasted anime girls fight zombies. Gundam. The gateway drug into loving yaoi. Way better than Sword Art Online. This was way darker than I thought it would be. Toma's ability is fucking stupid. So, is this bestiality, yes or no? Akira is just a rich version of Jason Bourne. Anime where only terrible shit happens. Example, rape horse. Explosion! Guys, I promise there's no incest in this. A show that makes terrorism look cool. I'm down. Next up, medieval economies and trading principles in medieval Europe. All they do is drink tea and eat fucking cake. Oh my fucking god, who stole my tissues? A series where season 1's ending just doesn't count. The definition of life with a tsundere. One of the best animes of all time. Just let Sasuke go, Naruto. Pew pew pew, pew 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 pew. Wait a minute, did he just eat his hair? This is not an anime, says the internet. It's over 9,000? A yandere harem. What could possibly go? Oh god. It's not incest, it's twincest. Easily the best entry in this series. Even the moon and sun are creepy in this show. Powerpuff Girls for adults. This gave me the weirdest boner. One of the best animes with exorcism out there. Seriously needs a season 2. It's time to duel. Repeat for 5 seasons. Still a better love story than 50 Shades of Grey. A show that makes you question who the villain is. The first 20 episodes are bullshit. He is just emo Spike Spiegel. An anime all about inside jokes and references. Rem really is best girl. That show where all the memes come from. People die if they are killed. It is so hard to explain this plot. A fantastic story that should be watched by everyone. Features one of the best serial killers in anime. That ending though. How in the world is Yuko 16 years old? Don't worry, it gets better at the end. Episode 3. Man, this show got really sad near the end. Studio Shaft turning Benjamins into anime since 2009. My god, it's cuter than your god, just saying. This is just a copy of Code Geass. It's fine. Jazz music, the anime. Tanya is basically future Hitler, and I love it. Incest is totally wincest. So that was all of them. And of course you don't want to go back through that list and pause and click to see which ones were the worst and the best. So here are my top and bottom 5 animes out of that list. Top 5. Number 5. Kentanagatari. Kentanagatari was a fantastic anime. Besides the fantastic character development and the beautiful visuals, just the story and the plot of this show was fantastic. The progression of the characters throughout the whole series was amazing to watch, and it's honestly one of the shows I feel like is a must watch and you have to go see it. It is so good and gratifying to see these characters' journey throughout the whole series. Number 4, the Monogatari series. This series, guys, is fantastic. The amount of detail that is crafted into this series is so apparent just by looking at it. Just by seeing the animation that is on screen every second, or by hearing the music that's in the background of every shot, you can just tell that this series was made with so much care and development. It is insane. Not to mention, all the characters in this story are fantastic. Each of them bringing their own backstory and characteristics to the story to improve it is insane. How each of them have their own personalities and motivations and feelings, and it becomes apparent while watching the show that this show isn't just one of your run-of-the-mill animes. It is really special, and I highly recommend that you watch it if you haven't already. Number 3, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. This show tells the beautiful and heartbreaking story of two brothers trying to regain something they have lost from a mistake they made in ignorance. The storytelling in this series is absolutely incredible. From the fantastic character development, to the outstanding plot twist, to the beautiful music that plays in the background of every scene, this show honestly exemplifies how to truly progress a story in anime. My only one real gripe about this show is at the beginning it moves a little fast compared to the original Fullmetal Alchemist. But other than that, this show is honestly phenomenal, and I would highly recommend anyone to watch it if they haven't already. Number 2. Faint Zero. Now, putting aside the sequel Faint Stay Night, which I think I have my own opinion on that, Faint Zero as a whole by itself is just a fantastic story. It does a great job of explaining each individual character's backstory. And just so you know a little about me, I am super into history and the humanities and all that kind of like real detailed history stuff. So I just love all the detail they put into each individual character's backstory and really explain to you who they were before they died, and just give you a sense of their motivations and understand where they're coming from so you can understand the story as a whole when it's progressing. And it does a really good job of that, showing you each individual character as more than just a pawn on the fucking table. It does a good job of showing you, no, these are each individual people with their own motivations, and let's explore that. And this does a great job of that. And my number 1 pick is Code Geass. Code Geass is such a phenomenal show. I have to rewatch it every 2 years for the past 8 years I've been watching anime hardcore, just to remind myself, is it really that good? Do I like it that much? And I totally do. It is such a crazy story about this kid and his journey to the top, and it really has so many levels to it, and you understand both sides. It's not a black and white story. It does a really good job of showing you, no, there's a gray. Everything here isn't good. Everything here isn't bad. There's a gray to this, and you have to understand both sides to see where they're coming from. Again, this is such a phenomenal show. Not to mention, the characters are great. The music in this show is phenomenal. And the fight scenes, oh my god, the fight scenes in this show are insane. Like, I don't know what else to say about the show. It is just phenomenal, and I highly recommend you to watch it if you haven't already. And hopefully, the season 3 that was announced recently, whenever it comes out, will hopefully live up to the first 2 seasons. If not, oh well, but hopefully it does. Now, let's get to what everyone really cares about, which are the top 5 worst animes on this list. So, let's get into it. Here are my bottom 5 animes. Number 5. Chobits, a show all about a lonely guy finding a broken sex doll in the trash and trying to teach you how to love. If you couldn't tell by that description, this show is weird. Oh, don't worry, there's no sex in the show, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, since that makes it just 26 episodes of a guy teaching a robot what love is in a bunch of convoluted and boring scenarios over the course of the show. Also, if you actually like this show, before you say anything, please go back and watch like 3 episodes as an adult, because that is totally what is happening in this show. Number 4. When They Cry, or Higurashi no Nako Koro ni. I wanted to like this show. I really did. I've heard many good things about it. I've heard wrong. Every bad thing about this show you see in the first couple episodes, and every time you notice it, you think, oh, well, it can only go up from here, right? But it just keeps on repeating the same mistakes over and over again, which in my opinion just makes the show worse and worse. Not to mention the whole horror aspect of the show, to me it was just annoying. Because it seemed more like they were making horror scenes first and then trying to make a story around them, when you really should be trying to write a story the other way around, but hey, that's just my opinion. Number 3, High School DxD. My biggest problem with this show is that it seems like it doesn't know what it wants to be, but thinks that if it adds enough tips to it, it'll make up for it. It doesn't. To me, it seemed like they wanted to be more than an ecchi show, but less than a hentai, which is, by the way, a weird genre to pick, but if they would just choose a genre, maybe they would have more time on their hands to fix the other problem with this show, which is the complete lack of any plot whatsoever. Since that might actually be the worst part of the show to begin with. If they would just have some sort of a plot, like a show like, let's say, Monster Mizumi, maybe I would dislike the show less. But they didn't do that, and I'm pretty sure this show is just a complete pile of shit. Number 2, School Days. School Days does a very good job of making you hate literally everything about the show. From the main character, who all you want to do is bash his face to the ground, to every girl in this series who is so oblivious and ignorant to the whole situation around them that it's amazing that they even made it to high school. The only redeeming quality of this show is the ironic enjoyment you have from watching it with friends, and making fun of it. But even that's not good enough, because just after 2 or 3 episodes, you all just end up hating it together instead of making fun of it at all. And my number 1 worst anime on this list is Boku no Pico. Boku no Pico is so out there it deserves to be on its own list, but it's here instead. I don't want to describe the plot of this too much, because it's more of an experience than anything else. The best way to describe this is really to think of it as, if you want to be scarred for life, and I mean scarred like walking into your parents having sex scarred, then by all means, go watch this. This is basically the 2 girls 1 cup challenge of the anime community. Watching this show to completion is the best way to prove that you have seen some shit in the anime community. If you have not seen this show, I recommend you do, just so you can wear it as a badge of honor and end any argument with any anime fan ever. Sure, you'll be scarred for life and never think of vanilla ice cream the same way again, but hey, that's the cost of a trump card. And there you guys have it. That is my 101 popular animes reviewed in 10 words or less. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like if you liked it, and comment below and tell me your opinion on the shows. Also, if you liked this video, maybe check out one of my other videos. There's 2 more right there on the right of this video if you want to go check them out. Also, if you like this video, you can go subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every other week or so. So subscribe and check out more of my stuff if you like this. But anyway, guys, my name is Chris, aka Triple Six Reviews, and I hope I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye and peace.